Morning, Vince, John, RJ, Da Vinci. How are y'all doing today? Everybody having a good Friday? RJ, I think you're having a hard time counting. So by my count, you're third. Collie, what's up, man? Ready to go home? I bet. Is your day just starting or about to end? Shit. No one called it, yeah. Shit. Dropping stuff already. Eight and skate today, boys. Not feeling too bad. Just hard time getting motivated this morning, man. It was a slow, dreary morning. Looks like the sun's coming out. I should probably like crawl over the bench and open the window, get some sunlight in here, make me feel better. Raj, how's it going? Let's see. See about doing that. Let's open up the window, get some sunshine. I need to plug this damn thing in anyway. All right. Let's plug this in. Yeah, it's like pouring down rain this morning. There we go. I just noticed there's like no on and off switch for this thing. Martin, what's up? Oh. So. Did some work yesterday on this thing. Cleaned up the wiring, so just mostly anyway. Thing is, I think Steve's has some extra holes for like zip tying some wires down. At least that's what it looked like. Would have been handy, but anyway. We will we'll get to moving on this thing here. Let's see. So we've got this all wired up. We're using that board. Move jumpers. See any more on here? Switch. Okay. We need some software. Ken Rock, how's it going? Okay, so there are some new electronic panels. Nice. Yeah, just some like tie down points would be great. Other than that, everything went pretty smooth. I did have one question for you yesterday. Oh, Also, maybe some bigger holes right here for the wires to pass up through. But I think Steve already got that one to you. All right. Brad, how's it going? Anyway, so we're going to install some Clipper. I am going to download all this stuff over on this computer. So let's download the image for this. While that downloads, Captain, what's up? The Nevermore Carbon, does Fabrico not have any? You could check. I know West 3D sometimes has it. I know KB3D has it often. That's where I've gotten mine the last few times. Hey guys, what is going on here? Are you guys having issues with the stream? Some reason I've dropped 638 frames. What do we got going? Let's close out Orca Slicer. Close out Discord, I guess. Buffered for 3 or 4 seconds. All right, well, let me know in chat if there's any issues. All right. Grab this thing. Okay. We're gonna open Raspberry Pi Imager. No. Choose device. Operating system. Use custom. Choose storage. Next. All right, that's writing that. Let's see. Yep. Hey, Canrog, up to you. But tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's like GMT -5, I think, or UTC minus. Is there a difference between UTC and Greenwich Mean Time? Is the Makers Making podcast tonight? We were gonna have one guest on tonight, but due to some travel issues, they won't be on till next week. You are welcome to join us. It is a roundtable discussion of makers. We just talk about news, projects, whatever. You're welcome to join us. Talk about this, talk about anything else you got going on. I know you've joined us on stream here when we started the project, but I wanted to extend that offer to you. I bet you know some faces that come on. And for anybody that hasn't checked it out, you guys should definitely check it out. It's a good time, I think. All right. Let me go over here, type in password. Password. Tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, 7.5 hours from now. I realize that is well in the middle of the night for you, or early Saturday morning. That's doing its thing. While it does its thing, I'm going to move this. And then I'm going to move this precariously seated heater. Over here. All right, sounds good. I know I've seen you in chat on Maker Vikings Discord at that time for sure. So I had the feeling you were a bit of a night owl as well. Are you in my Discord? Yep, you are in my Discord. John Doe, I should add a hawk to the top of this thing. That is sweet. All right, so let me find you over here. Let me give you the podcast role. All right, there's a channel on the Discord for the podcast for people that are on the podcast. You'll get an podcast notification with a link to join in later on today. And then all you gotta do is click on that link and hop right in. Yeah. I named it Tiny Hawk. I did steal Penguin Maker's name. It's still writing to the SD card. While it writes to the SD card, we're going to put stuff away. Let's get M3 T-nut drawer. Look at that, I've used enough rolling nuts to get the hammerhead compartment back. How nice is that? Three heat sets. Hey, Canrock, idea for you. You should, you've got the channel on the inside here. You've got this channel in here to cover up the wires. You should make a part that goes on the outside that goes and covers up the wires from the outside. For those of us with OCD. There's one or two of us about. Eric, what's up, man? Lineo went bankrupt, huh? If there's no source for Nevermore filter medium after I use up what I have, and I'll probably save it all for the Trident. As that makes the most VOCs at the highest rate. I'll just treat it like a hot air circulator and move on with my life. But I think it's well established that I don't really care about the VOC situation. I work in plastics manufacturing. The amount of so there's 4 blow mold machines. The 2 that I am normally responsible for extrude in excess of 2,000 kilograms an hour. So in one shift between 4 blow mold machines and 4 injection molding machines, I can assure you that I am exposed to more VOCs than everyone in chat will ever be exposed to in their entire lives combined. Now, that doesn't mean that if the smell bothers you, you shouldn't do it. That doesn't mean that if you're not worried about it, you shouldn't do it. That just means that for me, personally, I do not concern myself with it. I am not here to tell you what to do. I am not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I don't even play one on TV. Good chance that if I did, I would not be on YouTube doing 3D printing stuff. But yeah, if it bothers you, some people have issues, man. Some people have issues. And I am not here to tell you you should not. I am saying that I am not going to fuss about it. Me, personally, just me. I also have my printers out in the garage. There's a fair chance that if I had the printers inside the house where I had to worry about the health and well-being of my family, I wouldn't roll the dice. I would, at the very least, 3D print and make ventilated exhaust ports on all of them, and you know, tee them all into a 4-inch like dryer vet and send it right out the side of the house, you know. Like that 2.4 over there with its thousands and thousands of hours and panels that I've never cleaned before, there's some residue on them, but less than what's on the inside of my car windows from vaping since the last time I cleaned the car windows. So yeah, I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it doesn't put off VOCs. I am saying that for me personally, and in my experience working in plastics manufacturing, the number of people that will be affected or bothered by it in reality is very small. Will some people smell it? Absolutely. I walk into the plant after having been off for a couple days, I can smell it. That's not at all what I'm saying. I know people get all up in arms about it when I try to tell them that, you know, realistically, for 99% of people out there, it's not a concern. But I'm not saying you're not the 1%. That's a little harsh, John. You know, there's a fair amount of people that live in places that honestly, which one of these has grub screws in it? Live in places that have worse air conditions than you're ever going to be able to 3D print into your room. Fortunately, you know, smog and acid rain and stuff like that, not so much of an issue anymore. When's the last time you heard the news talking about smog or acid rain? These are things that were a huge concern when I was a kid, man. Huge concern. Hole in the ozone layer. But there's still places out there that have... Oh, Canrog, this was my question for you, bud. Am I supposed to put all 6 of these rubber bands on, or just 3? I forgot to send you a message asking you. Three? Okay. Yeah. I also thought quicksand would be a bigger concern in life, but here we are. The funny thing about that is I lived in South Jersey, right? Most of your silica sand for glass and for beaches is pumped out of there and then shipped around the world, right? My buddy's house backed up, they had a bunch of woods, and then their property backed up against Samino's, a guy that owned a bunch of property. And on his property, he had rented out the back of it to Maury's. Or might have been US Silica, I can't remember, but anyway, it was a giant sand wash, which for those that don't know, a sand wash, they pump the sand out of it and they agitate that sand with water, right? So what you've got is a beautiful lake, beautiful crystal clear blue lake, right? But the way it works is you can go in there and you can swim, and you swim down. Then you're going to get to a point where you can't swim back up because you're no longer buoyant, because there's so much sand in the water that you're in quicksand underwater. And like, it's not like there's a hard bottom to it. It just gets more and more sand diluted in water. So it's extremely dangerous to swim in. Did it stop us from doing it? But it, so like, I grew up playing in areas that did in fact have quicksand, but not an everyday occurrence now. I mean, it was for me for a time in my you know, middle school, high school time frame of life when I was out doing stupid shit, but that was because I lived in a very specific area. Fun fact, if you look at your instant mashed potatoes, you'll see, or at least you used to, you'll see like Maury's logo on there, and they're a silica company because your instant mashed potatoes are in very large part sand. Anyway, all right, this is done. Now I get to go on here, try to oh, goodness gracious. It's not going to let me do it. Editing this stuff on a Mac is a pain in the butt. All right. Let's see if I can get this into hub. It's on top of this computer. So what about you guys? Everybody's got fun stories from their youth. What stupid crap did you all get into as kids? All right. Why would anybody use a Mac? Because that thing is fucking amazing. I can do it. It's just I got to go open a different app and all that stuff. No, I don't want to format it. All right. Word. System.cfg. Okay. So you'll go in here and right in here is where you enter in your Wi-Fi information. You'll forgive me if I don't give that to you. Where? Oh, we can set a custom name by changing the line at the top that says host equals. Let's go back in here. I can't remember. Does anybody know? Do we need the freaking... quotes? I can never remember that, and every single time I have to go do it again. Yep, gotta remove the I don't think you need the quotes. Okay. File, save. Rode your horse to school? Drive the farm tractor. Ah, Mike, the skills of a misspent youth. I too became pretty good at locksmithing. If it weren't for my horse, I would have never spent that year in college. Okay. Jab, what's up, bud? Alright, so we're gonna put our SD card in over here. There's no power switch on this, so it's just plug it in. And that'll probably take a few minutes to boot. Havoc, what'd you miss? Not a whole lot. We just got the SD card all set up. We got that installed. So we're gonna let that boot up. And we'll keep up the good fight on putting hardware away. Carbon fiber tubes I'm gonna put over here in the hardware bin. That sounds like a whole lot of fun, Mike. Thanks. Heading for the 6s. All right. And 5x10s. Standoff goes in there. How long did it take you to crimp all those, Mike? 3x12. You haven't even started yet? Yikes. Two by 30. All right. I'll give that a couple more minutes to try to boot up. I'm going to run to the restroom, and then I'll be right back, and we'll carry on with this. In the meantime, let's do this. I've got some memberships to gift. Let's give out 5 of those real quick. Petty, Lost, Mark Anderson, James, and Icarus. Congratulations. Thank you for. Well, I hope you would consider continuing to be channel members, as it helps a lot. We're about a third of the way to having enough members to. Telephone pole's about ready to fall over in my backyard. We're a third of the way to having enough members to get a YouTube payout every month. YouTube doesn't pay you out unless you make $100 for the month. So that's between memberships, super chats, all that kind of stuff. It's concerning about the telephone poles. The one in the neighbor's yard too. I'll check the one in my front yard. All right, I'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, I'm back. We have a visitor. Say hi. Say hi. Say hello. This is Patrick. He's the pirate pup. He's got a little eye patch on his one eye there. What are you doing, huh? What are you doing? He has, the littlest one has insisted on taking him to school when we drop her off at school in the mornings for the last 2 days. Oh, shush. What? Yeah, Penny's always winning. That's right. Sean, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you. So, happy Friday, Low Sync. How's it going? We got 5 more memberships. We'll give those away later on this month. Let's go ahead and open up the Unify app and see if we've got a printer on board. Oh, good Lord, they changed the thing again. Why? This is rather annoying. Network. Speed. This devices. Goodness gracious. All right. Let's just do this. Tiny Hawk dot local. Yeah, wait it. Okay. So this is working. Let's go over here. We need printer.cfg. Copy. Go over here. Paste this in here. Let's go all the way up to the top. Devices. Okay, save and restart. Just like that, we've got a printer. Isn't that exciting, everyone? All right. Click the back button. Make sure everything is working. Let's open the IP in browser and see if we can connect to the printer that way first. Now let's move some files and folders. Print area bed mesh. Where's that file at? Does anybody see this file? Print area bed mesh. This is printed up CFG. I don't see this other config they're talking about. Oh, it's wanting us to take this out. All right. Great. All right. Let's see. Delete config. Why won't it let me delete it? That's read only. Well, it shouldn't be referenced in the printer config, so could be fine. All right. Anyway, dashboard. Let's say press the macro called end stop cal. The printer will home itself and start the built-in end stop calibration tool. After it's done, press the save and restart button on the screen. Okay. So we need end stop calibration. Woo, that boy boosts fast. Hold on a second, let me get a camera on this thing. And if I take away, there we go. She moves fast. Yeah, I'll deal with it later, Canrock. Got West 3D order. Full metal gantry on the Mercury one. Nice. Yeah. I didn't understand why it wasn't deleting for me, but it's because it's a read-only file. Alright, so now we're going to do Delta Calibrate and use the on-screen that pops up to adjust each of the 7 points on the bed. To do this, place a piece of paper between the nozzle and the bed and slowly lower the tool head using the minus button until you feel resistance on the paper. Now fine-tune it so that you can move the paper but still have a little resistance. Hit accept when you're happy. Repeat till the tool is complete. The amount of resistance isn't important, just make sure that it's the same amount across the points. After it's done, press the save and reset button on the screen. Important note, during this process, if the printer skips at any point, you have to restart the procedure. Patrick, you better not go over there and poop. Patrick, house. Patrick, come on. In you go. All right, where's my sticky notes? There. Strong magnet. All right. So we gotta go. Down, down, down. All right. Accept. Woo! This is so freaking cool. So,
this is the future.
Obviously I've seen deltas in videos and all that,
Evolution.
but I've never seen one operating
This
live and in person. So this is extremely cool.
future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future.
Oh.
Evolution.
Oh, you guys are too much. Any of y'all watch Mayor of Kingstown? I just finished season 3 this morning, so. I'm not gonna say anything. I was just wondering if anybody's watching it. It's a freaking awesome show. Got hooked on all of that guy's shows. Been watching Mayor of Kingstown, Tulsa King, Landman. Obviously, I watched almost all of Yellowstone. I watched 1883. I didn't watch the 1900s one. Yeah. I don't know about if I'm gonna watch Marshalls or not. We'll see. Landman is so good. All right. Tell you what, I really need to get casters for this bench. Want to get 6-inch casters to raise this bench up some. I want it to bend over so much. This is the height I like to work at, but unfortunately bending over for it is proving to be an issue now that my neck is fused. All right, save config. All right. Look, we got PID macros too. All right, so PID hot end. This is true. The issue is I can't look down anymore. In order to look down, like I've got some movement down, obviously, but like to really look down, I've got to bend my whole back. And so I found some 6-inch locking swivel casters on Amazon. They hold up to 2,000 pounds. They're like $50. They're neoprene wheels. Or not neoprene. They're the like red plastic. They're what goes on like Snap-on toolboxes. Captain, that's how I woke up this morning myself. Don't feel too bad. So, John, the issue is I also need surgeries on my thoracic, I forget which ones, and then the bottom 3 lumbar, so your tailbone and the 2 above it. My legs are still numb because it pinches off the where it comes from your spinal cord out and then goes down to your legs. It pinches off those nerves. And bending forward pinches them off more. And also does not help the middle of my back much either. Now, granted, the middle of your back doesn't bend a whole lot, but yeah, me too, man. I'm really excited to see Tales of Dunk and Egg. That starts next week, doesn't it? I don't know when season 3 of oh, in 2 weeks. House of the Dragon season 3. I don't know when that's coming out. Of course they are. They can double it and I can cancel. That's how that works. Yeah, RJ is going to be streaming, so make sure you look out for that streaming announcement. Monday, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm assuming that's 6 p.m., RJ? So make sure you click on RJ's name, go over and subscribe. While you're doing that, you can hit the like button, turn on notifications right here, in fact. Yeah, RJ, 24-hour stream. That's what I heard. David said you were doing 24-hour stream. Oh, my bad. 36-hour stream. I misunderstood. Need to go find a roll of filament for a test print. What do we got over here? Mm.
Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in
Hey, there's an RFID chip inside this Anycubic filament. Look at that.
coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up, babe. Tonight, we gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up.
Steven, what's up, man? Yeah. Take it, the postman delivered your hardware kit. Yeah, so this printer, you could, if you were just building this and you weren't streaming it, you could build this in an evening. All right, well, while this does this, let's go up here and download this Orca config. Oh, wait. Is... Okay. Yeah, building that B car takes a little while. JPP, how are you, man? All right, sounds like what are we on there for? Flipper disconnect. Well, so let me save the config. Luke, what's up, man? Nice, Canrog. Appreciate that, man. Luke's going pretty good, man. Just working on all right, let's save that, so that's good. All right, dashboard, PID audit. I got fire extinguishers and first aid kit. Nice. Yeah, safety stuff is extremely important. All right, so I don't need it here anymore. So I'm gonna put the top back on here. Read through the top part of the printer config. Okay.
Do you remember how you held me then? Now you got me reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I call for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I call for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you.
What is the delta radius?
How long do I got to keep you, to keep you?
Yeah, it looks good, bro.
Trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you.
Later, RJ. Look, most places keep one like first aid kit by the entrance, and then I would put the second one. PID macro autosaves. Okay, that explains why it's doing the clipper disconnect already. So what is under the printer, the delta radius? What is this? Okay. Let's see it. Later, JPP. Enjoy your lunch. All right. So, next up is Orca Slicer and first print. So, because Orca Slicer likes to cause issues, when I run it over there, we're going to do it over here. So we're going to do printer, add printer, I wonder if there's any way I can make Orca Slicer think that this is a Voron. Roll on, Delta Flyer. Burn. Okay, and then let's. honeyhawk.local. Okay. Now we're gonna add a primitive, add a cylinder, scale this to 80 by 80 by 0.2. And then we're gonna center this on the bed. Nope, so that's bigger, right? 0.2, there we go. We're gonna do it in PLA. Slice plate. What's the G code look like? Okay. What's the print start macro look like on this thing? Print start. Eat the bed. Home everything. Eat the hot end. Okay. It's the load filament. Okay, just for shits and giggles, we're gonna try this load filament thing here. All right. So X dashboard. Gonna go to the LEDs are working. Where's the load filament button? Load filament. All right. Go ahead, print, upload. Setup on this is super easy. Awesome job on that, Canrod. Like crazy easy. That's impressive. It's 55. All right, well, duck down here. Come on. Let's see. Let's move this up. There we go. Hot. All right. Who just gifted memberships? Luke, thank you, man. Much appreciated. Welcome to all those who just became members. Very much appreciated. Wow. All right. Now, let's go over here. The G-code files. Let's print this and see what things look like. Did you get a new van? What kind of van did you get, Brett? All-wheel drive transit van? That'll be nice. I imagine that there's occasions that you're going down some dirt roads and whatnot. Yeah, I had to move all my tools between some trucks a few times doing construction, and it can be the better part of a day, that's for sure. Luke, why don't you go ahead and post up a link to your store in chat? I know you've got the website up and going. Yeah, go over, check out digitaldragon3d.com. Doing some pretty cool things over there. Some different stuff, especially if you live in the area. Oh, here we go. The offset is looking pretty good. Maybe up a tad. That is so cool to watch. Putting things on shelf. Grand opening February 7th. First layer is looking pretty even across the build plate so far. Well, look at that. It's even got a little dancing light show in there. So, their first layer. That looks pretty good. Now we gotta find something to... Whoa, Jesus. Wind is a blowing out there. There we are. First layer. Say that came out pretty good. Yeah. Canrog, you did an amazing job on this. Listen, man. So I very much purposely avoided watching anybody else's content leading up to this. I did not want to spoil this build for myself. I enjoy building printers, okay? And this was one that, like, I've not built something like this since building the V0, where it's just a nice condensed. I'm building it exactly as it says. Build like I could have built this the same way I did the V0. I built the V0 in like 6 hours. You could easily build this in an afternoon. Canrog, you've built them quite a few times. What are you putting into building one? Probably what, 4 or 5 hours for you, having built a few of them? Yeah, you achieved it, man. Spot on. Clipper setup, a breeze. Like, kudos, man. I don't think that could have gone any better. Like, the only things I did was outside of your files was I put these covers on, these little feet things, and a diffuser over the LEDs. So nothing mechanical was changed. It's just a couple aesthetic things, and put it together and it works. Works perfect. I couldn't ask for a better first layer print than that. So Canrog, what do we print? What is your preferred first print? Luke, you really should, man. Like, you could do this easy in like your colors, with like the red and stuff. Maybe get with like LTX and like have your logo laser etched on the two back panels, or the front panel even. And like, it's a conversation piece, right? So you look at any other printer, most people, the average, okay, so you're going to have guys come into your store and they're going to know 3D printers, right? And good chance that they don't have a Delta at home. Good chance they drug their wife along with them, right? And their wives are thoroughly unimpressed with their 3D printers, right? They don't care. But this sitting on the shelf, it's little, it's cute, and it's different, right? Watching that thing print, it's very fun. Canrog, any chance you could just shoot me a link for that, either via DM or just post it in like the beer fridge or something? I'm not sure where to find it. The only disappointing thing, and this isn't you, this is an Orca Slicer thing, files, and use them on there. So like, all of my many print profiles I can't use. All right, we're gonna download this cube, download, go in here, open, slice this, print, upload and print. All right, it's in the manual. Well, that makes sense, really. So, Canrog, fantastic job. LDO, thank you very much for providing the kit. Kits are available from Fabrico, West 3D, KB 3D in the States, and many others worldwide. The filament provided by CookieCAD. Shout out to them. Again, Witch's Blue ABS with the Green Apple Elixir ABS. Absolutely beautiful. Love the stuff. Maybe if you're using it, stuff like this carriage where depending on the layer orientation, trying to screw into it caused a few issues here and there. Nothing too major. But by and large, an amazing filament. Print's fantastic. So thank you to them. Thank you to all of you guys. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Turn on notifications. If you're not a member of the Discord, consider becoming one. Doesn't cost you anything to become a member of the Discord. Thank you to Luke for gifting memberships. We're going to let this print go ahead and get started. It's a 24-minute print, so we can, oh yeah, roll on. Canrog, any word on when so what was so Rollahan was doing another printer, and I can't remember what it was called. Let me go look on the Discord. There was one that was supposed to be coming out next. What's the next one that he said was coming? Oh, also, what's the rules for a serial for this thing? I gotta get a serial, right? Rook Mark II, that's it. Do we have any information on when we can expect that? I am finally done with the 5-minute build, Bearded Printer. How are you doing, man? I keep missing your streams, brother, and I'm sorry. Woo! She gets it, doesn't she? She gets it. Look at that thing. Okay. I'll just grab a clip from the stream here of this printing and go with it. Well, when Rook Mark II comes out, hopefully I can figure out some way to be able to build one of those too. At the time that the original Rook was released, it wasn't enclosed. It was kind of a PLA little printer, and that didn't interest me a whole lot at the time. But as the type of projects I've been printing has changed, having a tiny little PLA machine like the V0, but for PLA, is more and more enticing. So I'd love to build a little Rook. That'd be awesome. This thing is going to probably end up living on my desk in the house. I got to see how room sorts out for it. That, or it might end up sitting on top of the server rack next to the desk. This thing gets it, man. This thing's quick. This is just your 2.0 standard profile for it, and it's a fast little printer. Love it. This is so fun. It's fun doing something new and something different. Yeah, Carly, it's an awesome little printer, and they're so reasonably priced. I think it's like $300 or something like that for the printer. Less than 2 kilograms of material to print it, which I was surprised about. I thought it would take more than that. So you pick up, a spool of one color and a spool of another, and you get it all printed out. Yeah, I'm just talking about the accelerations and stuff. It's quick. It's a quick little machine. I'll have to build a few profiles. It's a shame that I can't. Every machine that I put into Orca Slicer, I set it up for Orca Slicer to think it's a Voron, and I could probably do the same for this. Just copy machine stuff, and take a V0 and modify it to make turn it into a Delta, and then use all my stuff. This is probably what I'll end up doing. If I do, I'll upload that to my GitHub for anybody else that wants to do it. It makes life a lot easier. What do you need that's not in the LDO kit? You need you need 2 kilograms of filament. You need a heat set soldering iron to do heat sets, and a pack of Allen wrenches and some 2-part epoxy. What was the best part of the build? Watching this thing go, man. Like I said, I'd never seen a Delta print in person. This is freaking cool. Yeah, panels are included. Yeah, get with LTX. Honestly, it uses so little material for the panels. By the time you pay to ship them to him, Yeah, it might be cheaper just to have him cut some panels out, engrave them, and send them to you. Yeah, exactly, man. Perfect size to print most of the little toys that the kids want. Little fidget things. Yeah, exactly. Like, they're cool to watch. I don't know, something about it's like this shouldn't work, but it does, kind of thing. Yeah, she is. She's quick. Doing this calibration cube in like 24 minutes. It is. It is kind of like watching a little spider go. It's a little mesmerizing, I'm sorry. So guys, I think we're gonna call it there. I already get something to eat. Thank you, Luke, for the gifted memberships. Thank you all for tuning in and watching. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. We'll take a look at the cube on the next stream. Remember, tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, it's the Makers Making Podcast, live here on the channel. Roundtable discussion with fellow makers. Canrog said he's going to try to join us, so look forward to that. Other than that, guys, have a great Friday. Later.